Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed Fight Night, and we have my man Endeavor on the left-hand side rocking out that red and purple Luffy, as well as myself on the right with that Marshall D Teach 5 life leader, as well as a 5k leader. It reads, your on-play abilities do not activate. Activate main. You may trash one card from your hand. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, your opponent's on-play abilities do not activate, and this is a game changer. So we are going to go ahead and play the one-cost search. Looking at the top three, grabbing a Blackbeard Pirates card to then play out the stage. A stage is essentially the Rage stage. You rest the stage, you pitch a card, look at the top three, grab a Blackbeard card, and then add it to your hand, and the rest go to the bottom of the deck. Now, this deck actually has a ton of cycle as well, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch a card, look at the top three, grab a Blackbeard Pirates card, and then put the rest to the bottom of the deck here, which is that stronger. It is a 2k counter character, and it does have a little bit of reduction too if you do end up choosing to do so, but mainly I think it's just a 2k counter. So 6k swing going into myself. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just take this life. I know we have the stronger in my hand, but just in case I might need the reduction, you just really never know. RP Luffy has a ton of really big bodies, so I just kind of might need that here. And now this Zoro is honestly a very big threat that I need to worry about. So we're gonna go ahead and use the finger pistol here to KO that character and then mill the top two. Now, if you guys didn't see that, I just milled two 10 cost Blackbeards, which is extremely unfortunate for myself. Now I'm debating here whether I want to use stage ability. We're gonna go ahead and pitch it the one cost search, which is essentially the same thing minus putting a few couple of cards in my trash, which is quite crucial, right? But choosing to do this instead, since we have no Dawn active, and then just grabbing the Burgess, which is a really good card in this deck as well. 7k swing going into life, that is a lot, so I have to go ahead and take this, unfortunately. And then we're gonna go ahead and tap 3 for that Zoro, and then dropping the Nami, searching top 5 for a Straw Hat card. Now we do have a couple of different options, and we're gonna go ahead and grab that Sanji, which is quite nice, 2k counter as well as a blocker. You know what the card does, and for the most part I think Blackbeard really wins this matchup pretty evenly. The only thing that Blackbeard can't stop off of its leader ability is rush characters. Now some rush has a condition like of the 5 cost yellow ace. I know this is not a yellow leader, but it's just important to mention that the character does say if you're at 2 life, then the character gains rush. So if it's a condition like that, it wouldn't work. So something to point out. So 6k into life does actually connect here. Endeavor finally dropping down to 2, and now we see the Van Olger here. Really good card. 5 cost, 6000 power, 1k counter. Activate main. I can rest the character to give something minus 3 cost, which is really good. And the kicker about that is that on KO I get to draw a card, and a lot of the Blackbeard Pirate cards actually have that ability, and it's mainly to kind of like make it feel okay for you to use your leader ability, which I did end up doing so that previous turn. I ended up pitching the one cost event search to make it so that all on play effects do not activate on my opponent's turn. So really good here. 5k swing does go ahead and ramp him a Dawn. I can't get away from that regardless, but this 5k swing is a bit of an issue here. I definitely need a counter out of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him another Van Olger, which I don't really mind. I already have one on the board. I think I actually have a third one in my hand as well. Definitely could be wrong here, but definitely eyeing the 7k swing, which does go ahead and go toward me, which does end up connecting, finally dropping to 2 life. And what do we see here? The 7 cost vanilla Captain Kidd. I say vanilla because the on play doesn't activate. The when attacking though is quite relevant, but unfortunately for him, he just can't really use it or do anything with it right now. So it is what it is, and we're gonna go ahead and just pass the turn here now, what is quite nice about this deck. It is very slow and steady, but once it gets going, it feels really difficult to beat. I think the best way to actually beat Blackbeard is essentially go really wide and really fast. Hence, probably its worst matchup is probably Dofi. That matchup sounds awful. But nonetheless, here we're gonna go ahead and swing 6k into the Zoro, and then I realize he's a 5k body. He's gonna go ahead and go to 10 next turn anyways. I don't really need to commit the Dawn, so you know what, if he counters out of it, that's fine. But I'm swinging 5k into life, and it does fortunately for me go down here. And now I think I might actually end up playing a couple of cards here. I have a couple options here, but we're going to use this character ability here. We're going to rest to give -3 cost to that kid here. So -3 cost, we're going to tap another 5 to play out another one, yet to use it once again. So that is -6. And then we're going to play the Doc Q, activate main. You may rest this character. If your leader is Blackbeard Pirates type, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less, which -6 onto a 7 cost does become a 1 cost, which Doc Q does end up letting me KO that character, which is quite nice. All of these effects are activate main as well, no on play ability. Since they do not activate for me, we're gonna go ahead and use the leader ability here. The stage ability to grab yet another Don Q. And before I pass the turn, I need to figure out which what I want to trash to use its leader ability here. So I'm actually debating here what to trash, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just trash another Don Q, which is kind of rough. I feel like maybe I should have kept it instead, but I do understand that this leader here, Red Purple Luffy, has a lot of rush. So cards like Tenko's Ace, obviously Dragon, those are all just rush. So I kind of want to keep 2k counter in my hand no matter what. So this Nami swings over the Don Q. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. Since it did die on KO, you draw a card, which is fantastic. A really great way to, like I said, balance out that leader ability. 6k swing, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the stronger, and now we see the 9 cost Whitebeard unable to give this leader plus 2k for the turn is huge. I am honestly absolutely loving this. This is so control heavy. It's honestly, it's quite insane. This doesn't even feel like a black deck, honestly. 5k swing over the Nami. We're gonna go ahead and swing an even 6k into life. We're swinging another 6k into life. We want cards out of this man's hand here. Now, will Endeavor drop to 1? No, he will not. And I'm gonna go ahead and play the 10 cost Marshall D Teach, 12,000 power blocker, by the way. Activate main once per turn. My opponent's leader does end up losing its ability for the turn. Not too relevant with this leader in particular, but I also get to stun a character, not allow it to attack, as well as strip it of its abilities for my opponent's turn, well, until the end of my opponent's turn, right? So 6k swing going into life here. Now I have a 12k blocker, which I can just block here as well, but just kind of debating what I want to do. I'm a little nervous. I might see a Shanks come through, but then again, it'd only be a 12k swing going into 11. I'm gonna go ahead and just take it nonetheless. And now we finally see the Shanks coming down. Now this does give all my characters -1k. So if he wants to swing at the Von Olger here, it most likely will go down unless I just block and give him a 2k. I guess the question is, do I have a 2k? But no, we go for a life, and I'm feeling extremely confident that I can possibly go for game this turn. So I just take it, maybe being a little too risky, honestly. We're gonna start things off here with that stage effect. We're gonna go ahead and pitch a card to go ahead and grab a 2k counter to our hand, yet another brand new Blackbeard Pirates card, which is quite nice. There's a lot of really good cards in this set for the Blackbeard Pirates in general. So since I think this is the first time they're announced or kind of shown, obviously it's going to be good, right? So this, I'm attaching 2 Dawn here, and it's Von Olger is a 6k body, but with Shanks it actually makes it into, of course, a 7k. So I say, you know what, I meant to detach 3 Dawn. This is friendly, as we're still learning how to play both of these decks, so not too much of a big deal. So 8k swing does connect. 6k swing, go ahead and give me a 2k counter, not too bad. Shanks' ability does read only characters, not leader, gets -1k on both turns, on all turns, of course. So we're actually swinging pretty big here, which does connect, and now this 11k swing does connect, and I do end up taking it. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel as well as this video. I really do appreciate it. And stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP09 content coming out soon. See ya.